Hi, and Happy New Year to everyone. This is a beautiful New Year's Day here in lovely Jacksonport, and I'm your den at the door, Dennis Connolly, with our producer and audiovisual expert, Laddie Chapman, and we're going to be covering this year's 2008 Polar Bear Plunge. This is the 22nd annual Polar Bear Plunge, originated by J.R. Jarash way back as a child, as they would come up here for vacation. We're located in Jacksonport, which is a beautiful little town on the east side of Door County Peninsula in Wisconsin. The air temperature today is about 20 approximately. There's very little wind. We have scattered blue skies with sort of diffuse clouds. Kind of a great day to pretend you're a polar bear. Now, Jacksonport has something unique that it shares with another city in this world. There's another city called Churchill, Manitoba. And this time of year, Churchill, Manitoba finds the annual migration of the carnivore type of polar bear through Churchill, and it's quite a spectacle for people to see, where hundreds gather. Today here in Jacksonport, which latitudinally is approximately halfway to the North Pole, there's going to be approximately 800 human omnivores trying to replicate the action of the polar bears and douse themselves in the frigid waters of Lake Michigan as sort of a baptism of spirits, as a renewal of the new year. We're looking forward to this event. It's partly sponsored by Mike's Pub here in Jacksonport, and we want to thank them for the sponsorship. And here we are in Mike's Port Pub, and we're seeing the lot box. We have Barb and Mike, correct?
Right.
And how are you folks doing today?
Good.
Very good.
And with this Polar Bear Plunge, what kind of an outcome do you see in your pub today, as far as people coming before or coming after or coming for the bowl game? What are you foreseeing?
Oh, we get a pretty good crowd before, and then a lot of them after. A lot of them will go to Egg Harbor for the parade and then come back.
Oh, that's right. Well, you've got a very full day on tap, so to speak. And will you be serving warm drinks as well later on?
Yes, we will. We'll have peppermint patties, or coffee with Baileys, or even hot chocolate with Baileys.
Sounds all good to me, and I think these polar bears will certainly benefit from your loving care after their plunge. Do you give any advice to the people who come in here before or for next year's plunge, as far as their safety, well-being, or maximizing their fun?
I don't know what I would tell them.
When has a bartender owner never given advice? I have never.
Yeah, that's true.
They have to be good listeners.
That's right. You're sort of like the across-the-counter psychologist and sometimes lawyer and confessional, right?
Yes, very much, very much.
How do you think this year's plunge will be different from previous years?
It's a little cooler today.
Yeah, a little colder. And I think the wind's supposed to pick up. So.
Well, that'll make it even more frigid and exciting for people, and hence more hot totties.
That's
yes,
correct.
There you go. Sounds good.
So what is your prediction of the outcome of the bowl game today?
Oh, Wisconsin by 14.
And you? Same?
Of course, Wisconsin.
You're always with your man on these topics. That's a good thing. Well, the Packers somehow recovered. Did you wear green and gold during that game?
We were at the game, yes.
Oh man, great. And you saw the significant things, and you saw the great recovery in this game, and we just don't want to talk to the Chicago people about the week before.
Yeah, that was pretty sad. Yeah.
Well, that's behind us.
Yes.
So we want to thank you folks for being sponsors of this year's event. We're looking forward to a very successful Polar Bear Plunge and a successful outcome of camaraderie and good times and recovery here in your lovely pub.
Good.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year.
And a good New Year.
Happy New Year.
And here we we have some of the participants or observers. So you're vicariously participating, so to speak. And yes, in spirit.
Yes.
And in encouragement.
Yes, we do.
Yes, you do.
We stand way back and clap. Yeah.
That's a good thing. It helps to move the hot air toward the swimmer.
It does. Yeah.
Yes, it really can help.
Particularly right there.
Yeah, particularly right here. And so how many degrees do you think your hot air will raise the ambient temperature of the air?
I don't know really, but I don't think they'll care one way or the
They'll
other.
just be encouraged.
Yes.
Do you have family or friends that go into the water?
We were trying to convince our grandson here from Atlanta, Georgia area. They drove all the way up here today for this.
Well, welcome to Wisconsin. Of course, you've been here before. Yes?
Never in the winter.
Never in the winter. What part of Atlanta are you from?
Roswell.
I know Roswell well, and you know the Georgia Bulldog symbol is just like the Packers symbol. Is that coincidental?
She's all set.
Is it coincidental?
No,
No.
the Packers probably.
And what is your name?
Ellie,
Hi, Ellie. And yours?
Nate,
Nate. And sir?
Mike.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Jenny.
Jenny.
And
And
I'm Dick.
Dick.
And Judy.
Dick and Judy, the ideal couple that will encourage the people during the plunge.
Yes.
And how many years have you been encouraging folks here?
Probably we've been moved up here 10 years ago from Illinois, and every time that we're in the area for this time of season,
Yep.
we come over and
Good place to move from, isn't it? Yes.
it is. Yes, it is.
I know.
Especially with those
Yes,
bears.
yes. Oh my goodness. So it's great talking with you folks. Enjoy the swim today. And maybe I have an extra blanket in the car if you decide that maybe you'd really like to go in. All right?
He was 4, he said he was going to do it.
Yeah, I know. But
12.
greater wisdom is happening.
Mature.
Yeah. Good talking to you all. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Good New Year to you. Thank you. And here we are in Sweet Lou's, another fine establishment here in Jacksonport, place for people to recreate and interrelate, and more importantly than that today, to warm up and enliven their spirits. And we're here with Lou Rebar, and Lou is the proprietor's brother, is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
And so your function today, Lou, how are you going to help out the cause?
Well, I'm going to be bartending, helping out behind the bar, and running for supplies and running for food.
Excellent. So what kind of fare, what kind of food will be served today?
Well, we have cheeseburgers and we have chili.
Excellent. The chili really sounds good after a plunge. Don't you agree?
I think it would warm you up a little bit, yeah.
It's good. Do you make it yourself, or who makes the chili?
My sister's husband is the chef, and he takes care of all the food.
Excellent. Does he put a little spunk, a little spark in that chili? Is it a little bit on the hot side for a day like today?
Yeah, there'll be a little fire in it, yeah. Yeah.
So tell us anything else you'd like to about Sweet Lou's. It's got a beautiful back bar. It's sort of Art Deco-ish, and yet we have a lot of beautiful rustic elements and a tin ceiling. The place has a lot of warmth and good feelings. Can you give me other input, please?
Well, the ceiling is actually, I did this ceiling.
Good job, man.
Yeah, I installed this, and we've been open for 5 years, and we've done quite a few improvements here.
Boy, it's a beautiful place. It's got a lot of warmth and spirit, and kind of a great place to come and interrelate with your friends and warm up after a polar bear plunge.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Well, great talking to you, and have a wonderful day today, and an invigorating business today. Thank you.
Thank you.
And here we are again, Den at the Door here in Jacksonport. with the time kind of counting down to this polar bear plunge, the 22nd, and we see with by the clown next to us with the John Deere gloves and no real watch on, but he can tell time by the freckles and the hairs on his wrist. We have Fred the Clown from Sturgeon Bay. Is that correct?
Yes. Hi, Dennis.
How are you this year?
Welcome everybody to this great event. I can't believe it. I looked at the weather. It said it was going to be cold and nasty. Look, we got a beautiful sunny day. It's warm. It's going to be a great event.
And you're well dressed for it too.
Always equipped. Always equipped.
Now, in this temperature, something I've always been wondering, Fred. That's not a squirting flower, is it?
Well, you're not.
Please. How do you keep the flowers so pert and fresh in a cold climb like this?
Door County is special.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of neat things happen in Door County.
Yes.
The flowers never die. Everything is great here. You get renewed. And
Yes.
the best way to get renewed is do the polar bear swim. It's like a reboot.
That's right.
It's a spiritual adventure.
It's both spiritual and cardiac.
Oh, yes. Yeah, a few survive.
Yeah, well, I see they have the nets ready at the water
So there's a few hooks out there for the few that don't make it.
So how many years have you been doing this, Fred?
Well, this is only my third year.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a pretty new here.
Yeah, you're a great addition. You bring the spirit of the people up very well, both by your charm, wit, and your inner spirit. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I do too. I love Door County and all the people like yourselves that donate their time to just make this a great place and a great adventure.
Great. Well, have a great dive and nice seeing you this year,
yes.
Fred.
Thank you.
Coffee and Ticino Mocha, and coffee dispensary for all the folks wanting to warm up after this celebration of the new year. And we have your name, ma'am?
Dawn.
Dawn, and I'm so happy you're doing this. Are a lot of the proceeds going to various events or a particular business, or?
Well, for the healthy way.
The healthy way, and the healthy way is always a good way.
Yeah.
And so, have you had many sales so far?
A few. It's
well, I'll be back.
Really, yeah. And we also have cider, hot cider.
Excellent. That'll be perfect. Can you describe what Ticino is?
It's an herbal coffee substitute. It's no caffeine in it at all, made from all herbs.
Grains, not roasted grains?
Yeah,
barley?
some roasted grains, barleys, chicory root, that
good.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's great if you want to get off of coffee, so it's okay.
Well, you've got one possible participant right here.
Good.
That'd
Well,
be a good
try
thing.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the mocha flavor. So a little chocolate in it.
We'll definitely back as our body temperature goes down.
Okay, thank you.
So enjoy the day, and thank you for being here helping the participants. And here we are with some of the other participants, with Marianne from
Bailey's Harbor.
lovely Bailey's Harbor, just up the street. And today you're going to help provide and sell some of these beautiful T-shirts and hats and pins. Do you have sweatshirts this year as well?
We have fleece jackets.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice and warm.
I need a medium t-shirt, please. Medium t-shirt.
So we have pins and we have some leftovers. So hopefully we're going to sell out again this year. We sold out last year. So
Yes.
this is the only thing that's left from all the other
Well,
times.
besides the souvenir of the memory and the enjoyable experience, folks who are participating can go home with something to prove to their friends and neighbors and family that, yes, indeed, I was a polar bear this year.
Not only that, we give out certificates. So and we even give them out before you go in the water.
That's
so
kind of good. People may be in a little bit of a rush to get back in their cars.
that might be. That might be. So we're all set to go.
And I understand some of the proceeds go to the local fire department. Is that correct?
They're very good supporters of our event, and so we would like to give back a little bit to help them along.
So it's a very high on the win-win scale, I would say.
Today it's win-win, W-I-N-D.
Not too much wind, though. Thank goodness. But how many years have you done this, Marianne?
I've helped out with the polar bear event for probably about 5 years, although I personally have never gone in. I've been too busy selling.
Yeah, well, you keep this up, the people who are participating in the water will keep their end up, and it'll be a true success again today. Thank you.
We expect a lot of people today.
We're looking forward to it. Sue Jarash, correct?
Yes, that's right.
And you've been part of this event from its inception, is that correct?
Yes, I have been. I am the polar bear's mother.
Yeah.
Every polar bear has a mom, so.
Yes. And do you know what is unique about polar bears, the women when they give the females when they give birth?
No, I don't.
As a polar bear mother, I thought you would.
No, I guess it's just that it's a big event.
It's a huge, wonderful event. Most polar bears don't truly hibernate except for the females when they're pregnant, and they dig a burrow and they actually give birth passively, and they're in a state of slight hibernation while the babies feed until the time for them to emerge from the den. So kind of a happy twilight sleep for the polar bears in a natural way.
Sounds like a good idea.
It would have been a good idea back in your day.
Sure would have been. Yeah.
So did you encourage your son JR to do this, or were you just there with blankets after he emerged?
We encouraged our sons both to just do what they like to do and grow with the experience, and I would say that this experience has grown tremendously in the 22 years since the first year.
So are you one of the kind of polar bear mothers that has a bumper sticker on the back of it that, my child was a polar bear honor student or something like that?
No, but that's kind of a classy idea.
Yeah, it's a next event. So thank you for being here today and helping run things so smoothly.
Well, thank you for coming, and it's a great day. It really is beautiful.
And here's Den at the door again at beautiful day here in Jacksonport. And we're starting to approach the water. We're on this sort of glacial ice flow here. We're with a very competent football player named
Matthew.
Matthew. Where are you from, Matthew?
Door County.
Lovely Door County. And the way you handle that football, do you think you'd like to be a tight end for the Packers someday?
Sure, if I could.
If you could. Otherwise, what are the other options, Matthew?
Race car driver, a lot of things.
I think the sky's the limit, don't you? As long as you stay with it in school and do a good job. Mm-hmm. So how many people in your family are going in the water, Matthew?
Well, only one, and some of her friends. My sister Carly, who's 16, and some of her friends.
Your buds, huh? But you're not going to take the plunge yet.
I might go next year.
I think next year is a good plan, and plan for it, and you'll be able to do it. That's good. So what do you know about polar bears? Not this kind of polar bear, but kind of the real ones.
Well, in winter, when it gets towards summer, they bury holes in the snow, and they stay there until it comes back to winter again.
Yeah, you think that's a fact? Polar bears do that?
Yeah, I think it's when they do it in summer. I don't know.
All right, I'll clue you in later. Do you know how many countries perhaps a polar bear can be found in?
2, I think.
Right, which
or one. Probably the South Pole, mostly.
Last time I checked, they didn't call that a country yet.
Well.
But, okay.
Not the South Pole, the South Arctic or...
Actually, north.
Yeah.
The north, they're not in the south.
Yeah.
So, let's see, United States, Canada, Greenland, where else?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Alaska, maybe?
That's U.S., maybe Russia?
Sure.
I think so. Well, it's really good talking with you, Matt. I want you to cheer your family on, and good luck with that football. I see you're keeping it pliable, unlike the Packers did against the Bears.
Yeah.
Good for you, Matt. And Another invigorating and invigorated group. You're all going to do the plunge today, is that correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ladies, where are you from and what school? And, how have you become a cohesive group?
We go to Southern Door High School.
Yeah.
Are you part of a team together?
Some of us are on the basketball team together, but we're just all good friends.
And what are your names?
Jill Swanson.
Carly Free.
Marie Foss. Kelly Madden. Monica Linus.
Well, welcome to Jacksonport from all the way from Southern Door. And is this your first year?
Oh, yes.
And you're looking forward to next year doing some more?
Possibly.
I think so. And you have your brother Matt here to cheer you on, and your mother, and all the crowd will build, and you will be infamously famous here, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
What have you heard about polar bear plunging?
It's really cold.
Well, what gives you that idea? I don't know. And do you think it's a natural thing for humans to try to mimic a polar bear?
No, definitely not.
So what do you think is different from your hair from a polar bear's hair?
It's a lot thinner.
And did you know a polar bear's hair have hollow follicles? And the air helps to insulate their overall body?
Blubber. Yeah. Nice.
The blubber helps too. Yes, it does. And do you know how big a polar bear can be? A male.
I don't have a clue. They're big.
Did you miss that class in biology?
I missed that class, yep.
Yeah. Anyone want to guess the biggest one?
No, thanks.
No, thanks. All right, 2,200 to 2,400 pounds. That's maybe a little bigger than some of the folks coming here this afternoon.
Yeah, just a little bigger.
Well, I wish you success, and I greet you from Jacksonport, and we're looking forward to seeing you go in the water and come out and return next year. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And here we are right at water's edge, so to speak, and in preparation for this polar bear swim, this plunge. We have two gentlemen from the Jacksonport Fire Department, one from the fire department and a very good friend of his. And your name, sir?
My name is Gilbert.
Gilbert?
Alvin.
Alvin, thank you. And so tell me about your participation and your function in this year's event.
Well, I've been here for a while. I haven't been here as long as some of the other guys, but I just do it to support the Jacksport, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, there's no real reason to do it. Everybody has ideas how to do it, but just come and do it. It's really a lot of fun.
It's fun, invigorating, and kind of renewing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
It starts our new year out on a good note.
A very happy up note, yes. So tell me, you have a cold water rescue suit on, and what kind of body? You're nice and cozy inside?
It's nice and warm in here, and you stay dry.
Excellent, excellent.
Actually, if you move around too much, you get real warm.
Well, yeah, because not much ventilation, obviously. So your function with the group of people who are swimming will be?
Well, first we come down here and we make sure the edge of the ice is safe, and we take any bad stuff off that we can, make it as safe as we can. And then we go out in the water to make sure there isn't any debris. Like right now, we got a line across here. There's a couple of shipwrecks out there. So keep the people on this side, and then we'll have some other people out here just in case somebody has trouble or anything. We'll help them come in. Or
that's really great support you're giving us this year. Thank you.
We try to do this every year. I think since '93 we started.
That's marvelous. So the shipwrecks. So if somebody veers off and they're looking for gold doubloons or something like that, they shouldn't really bother.
Oh, right.
Not a good idea.
No, it's not a good idea, right?
Good. And what we're seeing in front of us was the old Jacksonport Pier, or one of them?
Yes, this is the Jacksonport Pier where ships used to come in, schooners,
yep.
And they used to load up with lumber and take it south.
Do you know the last time that was a functional pier?
I really couldn't tell you.
A little
that.
before your time.
Right.
It's a beautiful sight, though, in its own surreal way, isn't it? Yeah. Well, we have a beautiful sunny day, and we really want to thank you guys for being here and helping support all the reveling people who want to bring in the new year in a unique and fun way.
Thank you guys, and have a nice New Year for everybody.
Great New Year and safe Edge. We have the bathrobe brigade, I would say, and the hey Rocky, and yeah. Let's see. Marvelous 2002 to 2007, and soon it'll be the 2008. And can I ask what cohesive thread you four all have together?
Well, we're pretty much family. That's my sister. That's her.
That's my son.
Fiance. Yeah, that's my mom.
Fiance.
The brains of the operation is Heidi.
Hi, you're the brains of the operation?
No. There he is. Who's coming?
All right. Here comes an addition. Hi, come on in.
Hi, how you doing?
Great. And so our bathrobe brigade here, and your name, sir?
Rick Kroppa, Bailey's Harbor.
Rick Kroppa, Bailey's Harbor. Didn't ask where he's from, but he likes Bailey's Harbor. And
I'm John Merton from North Branch, Minnesota.
Lovely. Welcome to Jacksonport.
Thank you.
Dan Schmidt. I won't tell you where I'm from because you didn't.
I really don't want to know, Jan. You're the first participant this year, right? The initial. And your name?
Leah Kropa, and that's Rex Goliath Kropa.
Leah Kropa and Maya Kopa, and and a little bubbly nose. Sorry you're feeling that way. So what gave you the idea of wearing the uniform of the bathrobe and getting the beautiful embroideries on here?
Let's see, this is my 9th time, so 8 years ago or 9 years ago, it was my 40th birthday, and I thought, okay, let's do this, let's be comfortable.
So doing the math, you're about 49 now.
Well, okay, I did the math wrong then. I'm going to be 48 in a couple of weeks.
Okay. All right. Well, people do that. Cold weather affects you that way.
Yes, I know.
Years shrink away and other things.
Speaking of shrink, yes, it's amazing.
Okay. Any precautions for that today?
There are no precautions for that, no.
Just hope for
down and hopefully things drop. Right.
Yes. So where did you get these great bathrobes?
We've got a business. We do our own embroidery.
My goodness.
So we've got sources all over. So that's where we came up with the idea. And
lovely.
the Jarge family was kind enough to lend us the logo. So we do that on all of our robes. And
it's beautiful.
We gave the Jarge family those robes 7 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
So the kids wear it also.
Well, it's a great touch. It's not like disrobing to go into the sauna, but pretty close on the opposite end of the spectrum.
It's not bad. It's a good rush.
Yeah, indeed. Well, being polar bears, what do you think the main thing that polar bears like to eat?
People? No, not people. They don't eat people.
Nah. How about seals? How about fish?
Just fish, maybe. McDonald's. I'm not sure.
Good. Well, welcome here, and I know you're going to have a great time, and thanks for spending some time with us. Thank you. Two more participants in this year's 2008 Polar Bear Plunge, and your name, sir?
I'm Andy Cross from Appleton.
Hi, Andy, and yours?
Rachel Cross from Appleton.
And let's see, father-daughter, is that a good guess?
That's correct.
And so what does it feel like having a daughter that grew antlers out of her head?
Well, she's always been very unique. That's why we're here today. We're a unique family.
And always called very special. And you try not to make a big deal out of the antlers, right?
No, we don't. We try not to.
Yes.
Get anybody else have antler envy.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Rachel. Do you actually slough the felt off of your antlers at some point of the year?
No.
You shed them. Don't you shed those every year?
I have no idea.
You have no idea is a good thing. And do you have trouble wearing hats?
Yes, it's very difficult.
So is this your very first time in this polar bear plunge?
Yeah.
And yours, sir?
Yep, mine too.
And what do you think the outcome and do you think there'll be an increased cohesiveness between father and daughter with this experience?
I think so. This has been the year of bonding, so we're going to be very tightly bonded. We might be bonded for body heat. Even.
Yeah, and be careful when you hit the air coming out that you keep moving so you don't freeze together.
Can I move fast enough to miss the air?
I think, good luck.
Maybe I got to practice that.
Well, good talking to you both. Thank you. here we are with J.R. Jarish, and J.R., you are the very famous founder of the Jacksonport Polar Bear Plunge. Give us some background.
Well, it's this will be the 22nd year in a row I've been here on the beach in Jacksonport around New Year's Day, and this just looks like a beautiful day. Finally, we get a little ice, a little snow. It looks much more polar bear-like. If you remember, last year it was 38 and balmy. People had sunburn complaints. So this year is great. Started out with me, and then the fourth year, Heidi Hodges and Richard Hirschleb from the Advocate joined me, and from there it's just grown exponentially. We're expecting in the 600 to 800 range again this year.
Amazing. And so the attrition that is going on with the actual polar bears isn't affecting the human-style polar bears going in for this swim.
That's a true statement. We're far from an endangered species here on the beach. Our numbers seem to grow each year, whether people are losing bets more frequently or talking their friends and family into it, whatever the reason.
Do these polar bears perhaps interrelate and produce additional polar bears?
Well, I've seen some fine specimens, so I think there's a little interrelation.
Yeah.
But people are getting smarter. There's a few tents set up on the beach this year, as you may have seen. I see a number of coolers with warm water, so we're actually improving. I think it's kind of polar bear type Darwinism, as the ones here are
the
smarter.
Evolution, and those who haven't been able to evolve to that point perhaps will never come back.
Right, and that's the spin we put on it.
Yes.
People, the whole crazy psycho thing, we dispel that myth and instead ponder the intelligent side of the issue.
Well, and you are certainly human evidence of that.
That's debatable, but I appreciate it.
So the tux looks good every year. What is the secret?
I use a freshwater drip dry method, and then it's just ready for me the next year.
Do you wear any like layers under it, JR? Not getting personal.
It's nothing comes between me and my tuxedo.
All right, it's a beautiful effect, and with leaders like you and events like this, the world is a better place. And we want to thank you for all you've done and the great example you've set all.
Well, it's getting kind of deep out here, so watch your step. But thanks, and thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Good New Year. And here at the Polar Bear Plunge, you know, there's a lot of unique characters here, and probably one of the most unique is the father of the founder, Joe Jarish. And not a lot of people are fishing here, Joe, but I'm just wondering if they're biting.
Actually, the water is quite biting, to paraphrase it. Right now, the water temperature is approximately 32.5 degrees, and the air is 33, so if we were to round it off, we would probably say the air and the water are 33 degrees.
So there's a natural exchange of freezing and evaporation. It's just perfect for polar bears.
And interestingly enough, Dennis, last year it was 38 and 38, if you remember.
Yeah.
This year we're looking at 33 and 33.
So tell me about this apparatus, and tell me how you evolved in developing this incredible apparatus.
Well, this was based on the mother of invention or necessity or whatever. We had been just putting a regular thermometer in, but it just didn't work. And in order to take an accurate temperature, because with a regular thermometer you're reading the mercury and you may not always be accurate. And so I happened to be at a hardware store, and I saw a digital thermometer, and I thought, I think I can make that work with some PVC. And interestingly enough, I made one of these too for Whitefish Dunes where I work, and we use it to take the water temperature there every day and post.
Quite an entrepreneurial activity, but it's all for the betterment of polar bears.
Indeed. It gives us an idea, and it gives us an accurate reading of what the actual water temperature is.
But I understand, besides the other kind of thermometer, the early years, you just used to send your son out to put his foot in the water and say, it's ready or it's not.
That is correct.
Yes, well,
that is correct.
And then some warm soup at home, I hope.
Indeed.
Good. Well, looks like a good day. Do you want to make any other comments right now about the...
Actually, I'm going to be going up onto the ladder and warning people. One of our concerns this year is the unevenness of the ice where the swimmers are preparing. The water itself is going to be fine. There are no ice flows. It's going to be very good. safe for swimming. The concern is going to be when people come out, the uneven terrain worries me. If there's going to be a lot of running, people may be stepping in crevices. That is my biggest concern, and I will be making frequent announcements, and we've got several members of the Jacksonport Fire Department standing along the way cautioning people not to run, and as you walked on it, you know exactly.
Very uneven, yes. It wasn't bad for me, but for my camera guy, you know, he had a lot of trouble with that tripod, putting it in a good
Exactly.
place. Yeah.
Well, and it's not going to be so bad coming out to the water. After the swim, when people are cold and they're trying to get back in, that's when my biggest area of concern is, as far as they're not being cautious enough on the uneven footing.
Legs will be slippery, feet will be slippery, uneven footing.
Exactly.
So caution, have fun along with the caution.
Indeed.
And do you think Brett could have done better, obviously, or you could have done better with than Brett against the Bears, wearing a helmet like that in frigid conditions?
No, I don't think so. I was kind of hoping with the 4 days off that several of the Packers might come and join us for the swim today, but I don't see any.
They could be incognito.
Well, that could very well be.
Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome. Thank you. The current water temperature is 33, and the air temperature, interestingly enough, is also 33 degrees. So
Here with another group of merrymakers and celebrants of the new year, we have Tina Claus, I take it.
Right. Hope.
Who?
Kathy.
Shanna.
Dolores.
Great. And where are you folks from?
Sturgeon Bay, but originally Hales Corner, so we did this in Milwaukee years ago.
We did. So have I. But this is a much nicer event.
It is much, much nicer, you
And
bet.
the crowd is friendly, and it's a real group participatory activity. So tell me about your Mrs. Claus outfit.
Well, this is just out with the old and in with the new this year, and Christmas just ended, so you always know that's the end of a year, so here I am. I'm going to end the year with this.
Excellent. So you've done this years before, and how has it changed your life?
Like I said, out with the old and in with the new, and this year was a very trying year for me, so this is going to be...
I'm sorry, and it's great to see you here in such good presence and such good happiness, and sharing that happiness with all these great people, and we're all wishing you well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is your daughter going in the water, sir?
She says she might give it a shot. She's not sure yet. She says it's a little colder than she thought it was going to be.
Yeah, well, with your good guidance and example of the father as you are, I think the encouragement definitely will lead her that way.
Well, let's hope so. She thinks she might give it a try. She might stick her foot in and see how cold it is.
How fun. Great family tradition. Have you done this before?
No, this is our first year. This is the first year my wife could let me bring her.
Yeah, that's right.
Plus, she had to be a certain height requirement where she just passed.
Oh, I see. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for getting taller.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Good. And so, any special event this is doing aside from the new year for you?
No, just something I've always seen. I always wanted to give it a shot, and this year I got the urge to come early in the morning and get here. And
well, best to you and your daughter, and have a great... Insulate themselves in a natural fashion here before going in the water. True bravery or insanity, we're not quite sure.
Hurry up, man.
Joe Jarish is assuming the ladder again to make another announcement to all the swimmers.
Get out, I'm walking 5 minutes till swim time.
Oh, yes.
of the participants in this year's plunge. Your names, ladies?
Katie Glasheen.
Katie.
Nikki Glasheen.
Nikki.
Megan Augustin.
Megan. And where are you girls from?
Sturgeon Bay.
Good old Sturgeon Bay, lovely Sturgeon Bay. Now, was this your first year?
It was my first year.
It was my second.
Yeah, it's my first too.
Excellent. And so how has this experience changed your life?
I don't know. It was really fun. It's really like refreshing once you get out.
So do you think you're going to have a closer bond with your friend and your sister after doing this together?
I don't know. Maybe. Yeah. I got them to go in, which is really
And
fun.
what are you going to tell your friends when you go back to school tomorrow?
That they should come with me next year and do it.
Same.
Yeah, good encouragement. Well, it was a good group of people. You guys really added to it. Are you on the swim team or anything at school?
No.
I am.
All right, you are. Cool. Well, great seeing you, and thanks for being here this year.
Thanks.
Here we are with another participant. Your name, sir?
My name is Sam Pinkham.
Hi, Sam. And is this your first year in the plunge?
No, this is number 11.
11. You're like the veteran. Hi, how are you?
My son disappeared. He's home from Iraq.
Oh, great.
And a couple weeks ago, he's in 130-degree weather, and now he's doing this, and he's freezing his butt off.
But thank God he's here in Jacksonport instead of Iraq. Well,
he's just as crazy as we are.
Well, that's good.
Pretty much.
You know, I'm glad you passed that
Sure.
gene on. It's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Good thing. And so how has this changed your life besides being able to be with your son?
Well, we do. This is kind of like becoming a big tradition for us. It's like starting out the new year, and it's like now it's something you have to do.
Yes.
So if you don't do it for 1 year, it's going to be like it's a letdown.
Yeah.
You feel bad.
So it's like a physical and mental and spiritual need.
Definitely. It's definitely a mental and spiritual type thing. You have to do it.
Excellent.
And if you don't do it, you are like.
Yeah, you've missed something.
Yeah, you're going to feel bad the rest of the year.
Excellent.
You know, it's just
you're going to feel good because of this, and we're glad to be with you and glad to witness this great event and the happiness
secret right
coming.
there.
Just a little water after.
A little warm water, put your feet in. Oh, yeah. You're good to go. You're good to go.
Thank you for the tips, and I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
And we're concluding the 22nd annual Polar Bear Plunge here in Jacksonport with some of the enthusiastic participants. The conditions were perfect for most polar bears, so I'm told. Air temperature equaled water temperature, equaled ice temperature. Therefore, there was very little evaporation going on, so I'm told. Things were very slick, yet people are emerging with this happy, half-frozen look on their face. Their degree of accomplishment is high, their spirits are great, and they're ready to start this new year of 2008 in a positive, yet somewhat frigid sense. So thanks for doing it, guys, and we'll see you all next year. Thank you.
Let's go swimming. Let's go swimming. Let's go swimming. Let's go swimming.